Welcome to the Twin Cities here in Minnesota. We're at Seafoam Stadium. It is the Central Division Championship, and it's a border battle rivalry extended into the postseason. A winner-take-all affair between the Minnesota Wind Chill and the Madison Radicals, both at 9 wins, class of the Central Division this year. I'm Ben Fryer, along with Kelsey Percy, joining us in the booth. And Kelsey, this is a fantastic game we're suiting up for here today.
We have been waiting for this game, Ben. This is two teams that know each other inside and out.
And Sample back on the disc. Big presence for Madison, and a hand block by Minnesota. Looked like DeClerc or McCoskey got a hand to it.
So we talked about DeClerc. We talked about how he loves to hunt D's, and so now this first opportunity with Tristan Vandy Mortel picking up.
Vandy Mortel got it over to McCoskey. Lacey's got the disc now, gets it up, floats it to McCoskey just short of the end zone as Minnesota looks to take the first break of the game, and they're in. You see the spike already, and that's Paul Krennick with the goal.
What a tone set. And here you...
The disc up 10 yards as Alexander takes an immediate shot up the field. Minnesota defender lays out, but there he is. That's Mitchell McCarthy.
Thomas Shope was in the hunt. Interesting him taking that matchup. He's one of the youngest players.
Gets it to Larson on the far sideline, who immediately goes to Klein, but yeah, they're about 5 yards deep in their own end zone. Throw, risky one, up the middle to Barry as Klein goes deep, and Taylor with no one within 30 yards of him, and the disc floats into the end zone for Jordan Taylor.
So it wasn't clean, but that last throw, so pretty. That's such classic Josh Klein. And Taylor able to sneak away. There's going to be some frustration on Madison's D-line. Yes, they got the D. Yes, they earned the chance. But the easy turn back, not the
difference thus far as Marcus finds Luo on the far sideline with no one on him. Luo immediately goes deep. That's Gutowski there. And Sample comes from behind and makes the grab. That's just a case of getting big. You see the height difference between him and McCoskey in that shot there.
And you did see McCoskey there wasn't originally the markup for Sample, so that's part of that help in that they aren't stuck in their end zone at all. Something that we'll want to see as this battle continues.
And that was Raider breaks per game. So we'll see if they can get another one here. They're on the doorstep, and McCarthy gets his second of the day.
Wind capability, but the crossovers in Larson, in Vanuka, here's where it could pay off.
Larson goes straight up for Vanotka, and he makes the grab over Gutowski.
That is such an interesting matchup. If it was foot-on-foot speed, Vanuka as fast.
Now immediately double-teamed as both teams with 2 completed hucks, just Minnesota with 5 attempts as Shope cuts the gap.
You can hear the stands thundering with the defense cheer.
And Barry makes the D in the red zone. And now Klein immediately double-teamed, and now Minnesota gets to work.
You saw Quinn Snyder elevate for that one. You're just seeing the continual push and fluctuation. None of these are predictable throws, and it's going to take focus like that right there with Will Brandt.
Brandt goes forehand up to Taylor. There were 3 Madison defenders nearby, and it did not matter one bit. Put it only where he could get it.
And if you're Will Brandt, maybe you're telling us that fumble.
As Klein gets the disc at the 40-yard line, and Vanoka immediately goes up, just missed by Mechanix. And you saw a couple kisses towards Mechanix there by Quinn Snyder.
Saved by Mechanix earlier this game. He will go all the way to execute. Berglund using his legs to get things going.
And Berglund immediately sends it up to Shope. Jurley's there as well, and Shope's got it just short of the end zone.
Huge second effort by Shope.
And he gets it to Paul Krennick. The Young Guns are showing out.
And the stands respond when Thomas Shope got that second effort, the focus to maintain.
And Larson with the disc now, up to Brandt. And a hammer over the top for Snyder. And he put the disc where the defense was not.
Yeah, there it is. So now Yeah, glad to see him on the field. He definitely brings a lot of explosiveness, and there you see it.
There it is. Commentator's curse.
Don't want to put him in a jump match with Sample.
Yeah, I don't think you want to put many people in a jump match with Sample, as Lacey able to take it away from Gutowski.
We talked about foot match. There's another one. Gutowski and Lacey. Lacey really turned on the Jets to close out.
Klein works the disc up, 4 seconds left. 1 second. Flicks it over to Barry. It's a tough one. Just over, and he makes the grab.
Brian Vinoka, was he in? It was so close.
The officials say he didn't make the catch.
And the crowd is not happy with that one.
Interesting throw by Klein, but he kind of had to. Madison got a tip on it, and he caught it. There was a foot in bounds.
That's going to be a tough one. And this, quite frankly, is
unable to find his receiver. Hansen might have got a tip on that as well. He made a great D there in the first half. Berglund immediately goes up, and that's Jurley. An immediate break right out the gate again, just like the first half.
And again, part of the X factor that this
Minnesota with 5.
Vinoka was not happy with that contact.
And a great effort. It's going to be there on the second effort. And that's Sobel Fernandez. The Madison defender got a heavy touch. And you'll see the throw here from Klein. Keep their season alive here. They'll need to get a stop at another score. We're about halfway through the third quarter here. As Klein makes a nice grab, keeps 1 foot in on the sideline, goes hammer to Snyder. Pettit-Scantling closing in, but Snyder makes the grab.
And Ben, I have imprinted in my memory the number of times that I have seen Kevin Pettit-Scantling come tearing.
Might feel hard done by here, even though the score is what it is.
Yeah, and if you're Minnesota, you cannot play to the refs. You can't think about that. You've got to just pay attention to yourselves, play your game, and I love that hold and execution by Minnesota right there. So the celebration just ramping up.
And Vandy Mortel immediately goes long for the de Klerk. The disc dives. Sample is there, but de Klerk still makes the grab. Can you believe that? And it's a 1-2 from Bergmeyer and de Klerk through to the end zone. Bang the drums.
That was electric, and you hear the crowd respond. Every other going back and forth. De Klerk didn't get the first attempt, but fought for it, kept in the physicality of fighting through that double pressure defense. And then immediately
there, and he couldn't see the disc, and it ended up affecting him more than he thought, I think, as Hansen finds Mattis, who goes long for Vinotka, and why not? Trailing is Weber, but Vinotka makes the grab.
Minnesota just can do no wrong right now, Ben. They are playing hot defense, putting the pressure on, but executing on their counterattack in a way we have not seen them since the beginning of this season.
There's about 3 minutes left here in the quarter. And Luo immediately goes up for Hart. There's some Minnesota defenders in the area, but Hart able to come down with it, and that was some good body adjustment right there.
Decline.
It is a mountain, but this could help. It was a roller pull. Hangs up in the air, and an immediate turnover for Madison. Sends it into the end zone, and Marks makes the grab, and it's an immediate break for Madison.
And that is the 1-2 punch that Madison has found this season, but it's really the first that we've seen of it so far this game. If they could hit a couple more of those, look,
they're pushing them out of red zone.
And fans that were frustrated about the previous travel might feel better about this one.
True, as Solvo Fernandez goes in for the D, but unable to get it over Robert. And it's another break. That's 3 in a row. It was 16-8, now 16.
So I see what the ref saw there, the fingertip grab, but Minnesota now with the call. Quick shot has to go. Kanaki's there.
And he makes the stop, so it was a foul. Minnesota had the disc with 3 seconds left on the goal. In Madison territory, it was a roller pull that didn't go past the 50-yard line yet again. Klein gets it to Larson, who goes up for Snyder, and that's his 4th goal of the game.
That's a huge execution. Larson actually had Brian.
We'll see if that's a factor for the rest of the game as Klein works it over to Sovel Fernandez, who immediately takes the shot to Jordan Taylor, and he makes the grab about 5 yards away from the end zone, takes the smart reset to Larson, who goes back to Taylor for the score. I was a little worried that no help was coming to Taylor, but Taylor able to make the nice reset play through some Madison defenders. Minnesota territory. Weber gets the disc up. The disc hangs a little bit, though, and Bergmeyer makes the play in the end zone and is immediately double-teamed. Bergmeyer back to Berglund. I promise I'm not mixing the names up. It's the Icebergs.
It is so good to see the Icebergs back on the same line this season. It has been a while, and Hansen airs out another.
It's for DeClerc. McCarthy's with him, but DeClerc makes the grab. He's a little short of the end zone, goes to his pal Mattis, and he's got the goal and the break, and here it comes. That's the spike.
Brandon Mattis revved up that spike, and the crowd was here for it. 3-2 zone. They are making throws over the top the only viable option, and it keeps earning dividends for them.
Yeah,
really being in the hunt when they closed that 4-goal gap. But now it feels like the fans in the stadium can sense the blood in the water. Barely a minute left on the clock, and Minnesota is still executing.
And DeClerc over the top hammer for Jurley. And he's having a great day. This zone to work some time off the clock, and it works again.
Captain Brian Vanuka there with the D in Minnesota on the march. 18 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, the disc into Hansen, went to Berglund, and now it's going back to him. 10 seconds on the clock.
Ben, will Minnesota take the shot, or will they just burn it?
I think they're going to burn the clock here. Berglund stops it there. Krennic and Larson go celebrate with him,
and Minnesota is going back to championship weekend.
Not to mention another Central Division championship as well for the Windchill. Handedly beating the Madison Radicals 23-14, and after a very even first quarter, Minnesota took control in the second and the early part of the third. Madison came storming back, though. They had some plays that were starting to make us worry here in the booth, but Minnesota comes out on top. Had just a little too much firepower.
Yeah, Anthony, Central Division Championship, walk away with 4 goals and 1 block in one of the biggest stages in the league. What does it mean to you to kind of have a game like this in that stage?
I mean, it's very exciting. It's a new stage for me personally, and so I was happy that I made the most of the moment, as well as our team. You know, Radicals fought back, you know, after what looked like we were going to run away with it, but, you know, we stayed strong throughout.
And then, obviously, with the rest of your teammates, they had last year championship weekend. What does it mean to you and the rest of the team to get back there and maybe exact some revenge?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, very tough, close loss last year. I was in the stands watching, and these guys have brought me in with open arms, and I'm just super excited and thrilled to be a part of the action and be on the field with them this year.
And then last question here. You guys look a little bit shaky at the beginning of the game. The wind was there. What was kind of said? Did Feldman say anything to settle you guys in for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously one of our windiest games of the year, and it doesn't come with a surprise here at Seafoam. You know, we were calm. We had 3-3 end of the first quarter, and our defense came out strong in the second, so I think that gave us a little more wiggle room for the O-line to just, you know, play their game, let loose, and hit some of those hucks that ended up working out in our way.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Great game.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations on the win. Back to you guys in the booth.